A preacher once decided to use some visuals to get a point across to his congregation. So he presented the congregation with 4 worms in 4 different jars. And his story was that in the first jar, he placed some alcohol with the worm. In the second jar, he placed some cigarette smoke with the worm. And in the third jar, he placed some chocolate syrup with the worm. In the fourth jar, he just had some healthy soil and some nutrients, and the worm was in the soil. And when he held these up before the people, he said, "Now let's examine what has happened to these worms." Examining the first jar with the worm in the alcohol, he declared that this worm was dead. Examining the second jar with the worm in the cigarette smoke, he declared the worm was dead. He examined the third jar where the worm was in the chocolate syrup, and he declared that the worm was, well, you wish it wasn't true, but dead. In the fourth jar, the worm was just prospering and doing so well. It was a healthy worm. And then the preacher asked his congregation, "So what did you learn from my illustration today?" And of course, there was Aunt Sally, always the first to answer, and she, without even putting up her hand, she just blurted out, and her answer was simply this: that if you smoke and if you drink and if you eat chocolate, you will not have any worms. Well, the pastor didn't have that one in mind. He was hoping that someone would say to him, well, if you want to live a good life, you need to drop off bad habits such as alcohol, cigarette smoke, and too much chocolate, and live a wholesome, healthy life. That's what he was hoping to do. And the point of this illustration that I'm telling you is that so often people miss the point. Imagine missing the point of the Bible. One day Jesus met all these religious leaders, and they were very educated, doctors of the law, Pharisees, Sadducees, people who studied the law, in fact, who memorized large portions of the Bible. And Jesus said to them in John chapter 5, verse 39 and 40, he said, "You search the scriptures so that in them you believe you will find eternal life. But those scriptures point to me, and you don't come to me that you will have life." Now here's the curious thing. People can study the Bible. In fact, imagine you knowing the Bible so well. You know it better than your neighbors. You know it better than your community, your town. You know the Bible better than anyone else in the city. You even know the Bible better than your pastor. You know the Bible better than the professors in the seminary. Imagine that. And still missing the main point. And that is that Jesus is the main point of the Bible. Now, we can study the Bible for many other good things, but in the days of Jesus, what he was really saying was that those people were studying the Bible and they were producing some good moral people. Their purpose was to get people to obey the law, to do what is right, to be kind to others, even though they didn't always succeed in doing that, but good moral people that will live up to the standards and still not have eternal life, because Jesus said, eternal life is not found in how much you know the Bible. It is found in who you get to know in the Bible. And we could miss the whole thing. Miss the whole thing by using the Bible as good moral stories to try and improve ourselves, to shape our characters. But unless we come to Jesus, unless we have this deep, close relationship with Him, there is no point in turning to the Bible. The modern atheists are saying that they can point to even nations who, without God, have achieved a lot of happiness, a lot of success, high morality, low crime, great prosperity, without the Bible, without Jesus. Well, that of course will not last, because we are living for eternal things. So we need to go to the Bible to discover Jesus. Don't miss that point. Make a point of it today to get the point of Jesus in the Scriptures. My name is Ivan Blake, Senior Pastor of the Fletcher Seventh-day Adventist Church. And our purpose is to lift Jesus up and to love people in. you can go to our website, www.fletchersda.org. There you will find what our services, our programs are, and you'll also see an invitation for you to receive the Bible lessons called Lifting Up Jesus. Those are free of charge. Just follow the contact information, and we'll be happy to contact you and help you to receive those Bible lessons. May you today find Jesus in the Holy Scriptures.